Hi guys, let me talk you through what I've done this morning. That's the date up here. I've made a video about Archinstall. Archinstall is a script that lets you choose some variables and basically it installs ArcoLinux on your system. I've made a video a few weeks ago that it didn't work, right? Pulse audio or Pipewire, both of them, if you selected them, it got stuck. There was an error and done. So you had to select none. So this morning I thought, hey, what if, right? What if we have this application? That's wrong. We have this application AAG for short, ArcoLinux WHAT, right? And if we, well, it's an easy way to just make an ISO. And this morning I've made new ISOs for the ArcoLinux release for next year already, right? 2025-0101 new Calamaris has been released, so a new ISO as well, but that's for later, right? That's for the future. But in here we have also, and that's why I was here, create your personal ArcoLinux. Click. I thought let's try and see if Arch is working again, right? So this that gives you the result of, let's get that away here. Then we get an ISO from ArcoLinux with the official Archinstall package from the repo. And guess what? Right, again, an issue, a different issue, but again, an issue. So I thought, okay, I wanted to know what was going on, right? So basically, you go to the developer. And the developer is on github.com/ArcoLinux Archinstall. And I looked at the code and the release and information that's available. This is your place to be, right? You read it. And I have always this thing, I have this on my machine. That means I have certain GitHubs that are relevant on my machine. So Archinstall is here. So git clone and then the URL and you get it. And if you do a git pull, you get the new code in and you see what's changed. Is there any advancement? Is there any development since last time I tried it? So you can go over and see what's going on, and if the error that you encounter, right, is solved, then you can try to build it again. But then suddenly I solved this. Build ISO. Oh, look at that. What's this thing? So build ISO is an application, well, a script that's gonna build me this is so recognizable, right? An ArcoLinux ISO. So that's the thing I did, right? So with the very last code, git pull, git clone today, with the very last code, I built myself an ISO. They do say that this is just, this is not the official ISO, it's just for testing and all that. But hey, I've got myself an ArcoLinux installation later on. So that's what happened. File system. They put it inside the temp folder, in ArchLive, in out. I get myself a ArcoLinux 2024-11-22. That's the date. So this is the official, not so official, but it's the ISO that they use to test it. And yes, it is using, if you just look at the code, right, it is really using the, sorry, not that one. It is using the Arch ISO Releng. So yeah, it is the configuration of ArcoLinux that they're using. So basically it is an ArcoLinux ISO. So anyway, so that's what I did, and I reported back on the ISO up here. Somewhere there was I said what's going on, right? I had still the issue, and this is one of mine as well. So rather than having Cosmic Epoch at the end and I3 at the end, make it alphabetically. But that's not, I think it's this one where I reported back. So if you have time, if you have knowledge, then you can report back to people. I don't know where I put it. I thought it was this one. Oh, that was this one. right? So I got the same message, same error like this one. And if you got time, like I said, right, report it. Say, okay, I see the same error here. Here's the log. That's the image. And this is my story of this morning, right? Now I git cloned your repo, ran the build ISO script. I got myself an ISO. I ran the ISO. And voila, happy tidings. Sound works. I can install ArcoLinux again. I tested this with this YouTube video, right? So yeah, even in VirtualBox sound was working fine. Chose Pipewire in this setup. And if you want to really know what I really did, really selected, right? Oops, I just misclicked, I think. That's good to know, right? So this should go to paste bin. I don't know why it's doing something different. Yeah, it is the link. It's the correct link. Okay, now it's working. So basically this is what I've selected, and control find. Pipewire is in there somewhere. 8 times. So audio config, that's what I chose, and all the rest, all the settings, the parameters. So there you go. So you know that even though things sometimes don't work, there is a workaround. Well, at this point in time anyway, there is a workaround, and that's the latest code, and that was my suggestion to the guys. It's time to create a new release because the current code is working, right? So if you Archinstall this code, latest code that they've put online is actually making it possible to install ArcoLinux again. All right, cheers.